Right, just a bit of an update. This is the brake side, and what I decided was the brake pedal wasn't able to come up high enough because this peg, as I explained in the other video, was about an inch lower than the opposite side. And what I did is I levelled the bike up nice, and I worked out it was an inch too low, and it had to come back about 15 mil or something. So basically, what I did was that bracket actually went on there somehow, like that, but from that hole there. So what I did is I measured up between the two holes, and then I cut that bracket off this back piece, and I welded it, and I butt welded it as well. Put a plug welded that bracket on. But after I'd done it all, I made a serious error. Instead of welding the bracket on like that, I welded it on like that. And I know I could have got a different kind of peg which you can actually rotate round, but I just got to take this for an MOT the following day. So what I ended up doing was basically grinding away this weld here, drilling loads of little holes along here, and then cutting it straight down, taking the whole piece out, turning it 90 degrees, and then welding it back in again. And I've been riding the bike all week, and it's just been bare metal. I'd take the bike for an MOT the following day, you see, or in fact that morning. So I was rushing to get this done. So what I've done, that's the original plug weld that I did, and then this is where I welded that piece of metal where I turned it 90 degrees and welded it back up again. So what I'm going to do with this is take the peg off, clean it all down again, and that's ready for that can be painted, and that's done. You can just see from 1 week how the rust is starting to, because I just left it bare metal. Okay, the reason I did that, we were in wet going to the MOT, plus if the MOT tester wanted to have a look at it, you could have got a mirror around the background and had a good look to see it was all good. But I don't think he even bothered looking at it, if I'm honest. Right, so that's that side. Now this side, what I've decided to do is I'm going to do the same on this side. That goes like that, as I did on the other side. So what I'm going to do is, even though this all works really well, I'm going to cut this off here. I'm going to plug up these two holes, and I'm going to plug weld that back piece onto there, and then weld that up. So that will give me about another ½ inch to move the peg in out of the way. And where my foot is actually sitting, it's actually sitting more on sort of this part of the peg as opposed to the peg at it. So my foot is naturally wants to come in anyway. So I'm going to do this. Basically that's what I'm going to do. So I'll film doing that, so you can see how I do it. You can have a good laugh. This arm, this is working very, very well, but during the week I relocated the top pin, shall we say. I moved it down one, because what I found was I had this adjusted so it was comfortable, but for my toes, without having to basically get off the bike and kick it down. But what I found is I couldn't reach this top bit with my toe, so I literally had to either turn my foot sideways to kick it up or lift my whole foot off the peg, which is not ideal. So I moved it down basically the thickness of one peg, more or less, and it's working really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically cut that piece of excess metal off, and then that will be just painted up again, and that's it. So and what am I doing here? I'll explain what I'm doing now. And obviously that's already been painted once, but probably do another coat of paint. So that's where we're at. Right, I've cleaned it up. I've drilled a hole in the middle for a butt plug weld, so I'll counterboard at the back of it, countersunk it, so I'm getting a nice plug weld on there. These two holes I'm going to fill up, so I'm going to do that first, then file it down, and then I've done myself a little drawing there, so I don't get me orientation around the wrong way like I did last time. So that will go on there like that. So right, I'm just going to weld that up and I'll show it to you when it's done. Right, so that's it. The holes are gone. Done some pretty heavy welding, got some good melts going on. just give it a rough clean up, and then that will be just painted. There's my big plug weld on the back. Not too worried it's on the back, you're not going to see it. And yeah, the two little plug welds which I flan down a bit. So that's it. I'm quite happy with that. That will go back on the bike. Glad I've done a drawing though, so I didn't end up doing it the wrong way again. But there you go. That's it. There is job done. That peg on the left is much higher now. It's hard to tell because the bike is actually on its side stand, so the two pegs are more or less level now, which I'm very happy about. This one, the brake arm now that's up as high as it will go, and it's my boot, when I got my foot on there, my boot's actually on there all the time, which is great. So I've got like instant rear brake whenever I need it. Quite happy with the way it's turned out. That's what it looks like from above. Job done. The other side. There's the other side. I've just been out again and readjusted the height of this, so it's correct now. It's working really well. Obviously this has moved in a little bit now, so my foot is in a better position. So that's it.